So I received a message in the past couple days that reads as follows. How are you doing, Corey? I have been following along to your video on mixing lead vocals to build a chain that works for me. I noticed that in your vocal recordings on screen, the waves look to be consistent, balanced, and more controlled. Not sure what I am doing in the recording process, but I am not achieving that same dynamic. Any advice or help would be very much appreciated. Thanks. Now I must admit, I have been keeping a little secret from you guys. Let me reveal that process.
Hey, I be tipping through that H-time, floating in that lat.
Now, I didn't mean keeping a secret from you guys in a bad way. Let me explain. The recording process is the mixing process. Let me say that again. The recording process is the mixing process. Corey, what the hell does that even mean? Mixing is really meant for you to polish or enhance something that is already sounding good. Take buying a brand new truck, for example. The body, the look of it is great. It's ready for you to drive straight off the lot. Though it looks nice, you may still want to add your own special touch to it. New lights, fancy license plates, lift kits, banging stereo system, all modifications made by you, the owner. Recording works the exact same way. You want to get to a level where when you record somebody, you should be able to bounce that song out and give them the product and it sounds good before any modification. Mixing is the ear candy. It's the changes that takes the song over the top. This here is the Manley Reference C microphone that I use on just about 90% of all my recordings.
Watch out for them fakes and phonies. Them is feminists. I want so much money. When I spend it, it feel limitless. 5 foot shorty, thick, skin the same color as cinnamon. My ex left me cause she said I'm crazy, just a little bit.
They told us make yourself a living, work your way to college. But first you gotta go to school to get the basic knowledge. They taught us what to think, not how to think, and that's the problem. Create the money, then the problem, then pay them to solve them. We can't do nothing about your withdrawals, but just make your deposits. The same one that's funding the banks on the game of Monopoly. It's been the game to them, they playing us, don't play it sloppy. Stay with the profits, read.
Adopted burdens that I should've kept a stepchild. Don't know my reaction if my woman never stepped out. Regardless, I keep ballin', I'm on deck now. Bounce back like I'm hard, I want chubby checks now. Dreams and nightmares got freaky, I'm feeling meeky. Shorty right there wanna suck me, she feeling leechy. Sent the song to Rooch and he told me that he'll leak me. Move elitely, just copy, they can't beat me.
All those samples you just heard all came from this very microphone. No special touches, no added effects, just recorded to Pro Tools, turned up with a Maxim plugin, and bounced out for this very video. Now, this video is in no way, shape, or form sponsored by Manley. So why am I showing you this? As you level up in the recording process, you will see that it makes the mixing process 1,000 times easier. Now from here, where does the signal go before entering Pro Tools? Let's take a look. It first hits my preamp, which is now a WA73 from Warm Audio. That flows into my WA76 compressor. And last in the chain, it goes to my Motu audio interface, which then brings it over to Pro Tools. The purpose and point I'm trying to make here is the more control you have over your recording process, mixing will become second nature to you. Over the years, I've had the luxury to be hired and work for multiple big time studios in the greater Houston, Texas area before building my own. A proper controlled recording environment has always got me to the mountaintop, competing with some of my best work. If you have stuck with me this far into the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to give me more insight. And be sure to hit that notification bell to be alerted when the latest vid drops when the latest streams go live. It is always much appreciated. Okay, so now that you know my behind the scenes recording process, you may be asking yourself, well, Corey, I don't have all that gear. So how can I still come about to get the consistent, balanced wave formats in my recordings, okay? And I have an answer for you guys. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna do a drawing for you guys, maybe kind of like a simple diagram to help you guys up. Now, I would do it in Pro Tools, but the mere fact of it all is most of you guys, you know, not just using Pro Tools. Some of you guys are using Logic. Some of you guys are using Fruity Loops, Reason, you know, different other ones, you know, that you could be using. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a diagram that's gonna be like a universal stamp to get you going in the right direction, okay? So what we're gonna do here, okay? We have the mic. Now don't make fun of my drawing, guys, okay? So with the mic, I'm going to assume that mostly everybody knows what the dynamic mic is. And of course your phantom power mics, the 48V. That's not really an 8, but you get the concept. There you go. 48V. So I do have a video that I'm going to do on this stuff when it comes to microphones, but for today, I'm just going to assume that everybody kind of knows the situation on what the mic is. Dynamic 48V, okay. Now here's the important part. From the mic, we go over to the audio interface, okay? Let's put some knobs on that thing for that perfect drawing right there, okay? So in the interface, the main thing you need to worry about is you need to turn your gain up about 3/4 of the way, 3/4, okay? That's gonna guarantee you have an optimal signal coming from your microphone, okay? Now, here's where all the magic happens. From your interface to your DAW, or your digital audio workstation if you wanna get real technical. Right here, you need to be hitting, okay? Hitting between 8 and 10 dB, okay? Now, depending on how you're looking at the meter, is really -8, -10 dB, okay? Now, if you are recording somebody that their voice kind of protrudes or it carries, or they like to record closer to the mic, okay? You will come to your interface. Don't go into the DAW and start messing with the faders. The faders are post faders, okay? Those faders are meant to be there for after you've done everything in the process. That's normally why they're post faders, okay? You come to the interface. You gain stage in the interface, right? So if you're recording somebody where they're kind of close, they like to kind of, you know, get, you know, amped up, they scream a little bit, you're gonna come to your interface and you're gonna turn the mic gain down, okay? Now, vice versa. If you're recording somebody who maybe they just have, you know, a quieter voice, or maybe they just have a regular speaking voice, or maybe they don't get as loud, okay? You're gonna turn them up, okay? Now, the important part with all this, no matter what you do in the interface part, it always is gonna result back to this number right here, -8, -10. So no matter if you start recording somebody and they're amped up and you start dialing in their settings, look to hit -8, -10. This is gonna give you a consistent recording base, and also it's gonna give you a lot of headroom, okay? For when you go to your mixing stage, your mastering stage, you're gonna have a lot of headroom. Now, for people who use templates, okay? I use templates. Now, the thing about the templates, what you need to understand about the templates is, before I bring my templates on, when I import my template, everything is bypassed on the template, because I want to make sure I put my eyeballs on what my settings is for the mic and get them dialed in correctly before I turn on all my settings, okay? Reason being, sometimes like I had questions from, you know, people that I interact with, you know, that we kind of help each other, I teach with or whatever. They always have this thing to where, hey man, you know, I got my plugins on, everything is flowing good, but it sounds like it's distorting. And it's probably more than likely, it's always distorting because you have all these plugins on and your mic settings are dialed in pretty high. But on your meter with the plugins, compression, all that other stuff, it's probably bringing it down to where you're in that area, the 8 or the 10 or whatever the case may be, because you're coming in so hot. That's why I tell a lot of people, hey, you need to bypass these plugins first. Put your eyes on your interface, make sure you're dialed in correctly first before adding on all the plugins, okay? And that's really basically about it, guys. You will start seeing, you know, a consistent flow, a consistent wave, you know, bass, and get the most out of your recordings. Now, if you want to try these settings out and you need a template, okay, maybe you don't have one, or maybe you want to, you know, get one or whatever, go watch this video right here on how to mix lead vocals. It'll walk you through step by step on how to set up all the plugins, what you need to dial it into. It actually works if you're even using different, you know, programs. It doesn't necessarily have to be Pro Tools. It just gives you the workflow on how everything is being used, okay? But that kind of concludes the video, guys. It's straightforward. You definitely can hit me up if you got a message for me. Let's talk about it. But until next video, man, I'm Corey Mixed It. You guys be safe out here. Signing out.